They were burglars.
When APD officers C.J. Brown and Richard Hilger knocked down a fence to Christopher Torres' backyard to serve a warrant for a road rage incident in April 2011, they didn't know a neighbor peering through another fence would become an eyewitness. Officers claimed Torres grabbed Hilger's gun, so Brown shot him 3 times in the back. But the neighbor said she never saw Torres with a gun and that they had him pinned down.
I saw the officer who was punching him ease up and draw his gun and say, "I'm going to shoot you." And that's when I backed from the fence and bolted for the phone.
Attorneys for the family also maintain the problems with the shoot started long before that day, that APD had poor training on how to deal with the mentally ill. The attorneys also say Officer Brown, who fired the shots, should never have been hired, pointing out he had been rejected by APD and Rio Rancho police before being hired by Roswell police, then claiming APD only hired him as a lateral transfer from Roswell when it lowered standards to get more cops on the force.
Chris Brown was a problem officer who had all kinds of red flags for having anger management issues and being a hothead and being somebody who might use excessive force.
The city's attorneys didn't offer opening statements but used cross-examination to defend the hiring practices.
Did Chief Schultz ever lower the hiring standard below the standard set by the New Mexico Department of Public Safety?
No.
For the family, an emotional replay of that day 3 years ago.
We can't bring Christopher back. Nothing will ever bring him back. But if all of these cases that keep coming to the forefront and going before the judges can bring about reform, then perhaps all of these young men will not have died in vain.
Tomorrow, the judge will be visiting the neighbor's home to get a sense of what the neighbor would have seen through the backyard fence. Back to you.
Okay, Tina, this is not a jury trial, so ultimately it will be up to the judge, Shannon Bacon, to rule. She is the same judge who presided over the Kenneth Ellis wrongful death lawsuit and ruled APD's shooting of the Iraq war vet was unnecessary. The Ellis family and the city eventually settled for $8 million. Opening statements started today in the